The zesty demon Ryusei Shido versus the lazy genius Seishiro Nagi. Two geniuses who are absolute menaces when they get the ball in enemy territory, only scoring the craziest of goals. However, they share the same weakness with being limited to their partner's skill levels. Today we are going to see which one of these two egoists is better than the other. Before I get into the rules, I want to say if you are not caught up to at least chapter 276, you will be in spoiler territory. And secondly, if you are enjoying the content I make on this channel, because I only make vlog content on this channel, click the like button to help with the algorithm, comment for more video suggestions, especially for December as I'll be doing a lot of those, and subscribe as we are trying to get to 1000 subscribers before 2025. Oh yeah, and hit the notification button so you are updated whenever I post a new video. Let's get to the point structure. We will talk about their physical stats, their unique weapons, and compare them in a 5-point system: offense, playmaking, defensive roles, 1v1, and 11v11. Seishiro Nagi. Nagi is a footballer who was exposed to football late in the game but is a prodigy and did his job very well and didn't take any losses until facing Isagi, which lit a fire under Nagi to beat Isagi, which when he finally accomplished, turned off the controller until chapter 247. Physical stats. Let's first look at his jumping ability, which he is already 6'2" or 190 centimeters. But he is really good in the jumping department, as when Rayo passed him the ball to score his first goal against Team Z, he jumped pretty high in the air as well as contest with Ryu in the air. He always jumps in the air perfectly to trap the ball, and his body is very agile, which makes sense as he has an 87 jump rating. Now his stamina. Thanks to his training in Mantrain, he has an 89 in stamina, which means the training really helps Nagi out. What really isn't as impressive is his speed, as his top speed is rated an 80, when he accelerates is an 82, and his reaction speed is a 96. Which makes sense as he reacts to receiving the ball from any passer, good or bad. His kinetic vision is a 93, but that might go down due to a slump, and this was in his first evaluation rating. His physical strength is a 91, which makes sense as he carried Isagi and Bachura with ease when they won the U20 game, carried Rayo like a child when he scored, and used his physical force to make sure he got the ball for a 0 reset turn. His balance is an 87, which seems fair the way he traps the ball and was able to do a break dance shot in the second selection. Now for his abilities and weapons. He has quite a bit, but let's go over his eye abilities. The first one being inverted eyes, which is when he banks everything into one play. This was shown in the second selection when he used a 2-stage volley on Rin to score against Team Red. He has also shown the ability to enter flow, the incomplete version, as he did it his 5 revolver volley goal against Boston München. Now for his kinetic abilities. First, perfect ball control. In football, being in control of the ball is of significant importance to every level of player. The ability to control an awkward bouncing ball quickly and effectively gives the player with the ball an immediate advantage. The first touch is often the difference between success and failure, and in most situations during the match. Nagi has exceptional ball control and demonstrated constantly by setting up traps and scoring with near precise accuracy. He constantly scores high-level shots, especially in unfavorable positions. When under pressure from tough opponents, one of the most impressive feats was when he was able to do a fake volley shot against Rin. His ability to control the ball is only rivaled by Rin Itoshi and Tabito Karasu, and is one of the few things that escapes Rin's logic, because of his natural sense for controlling the ball with his own body. Nagi is a truly prodigal talent, being one of the top players in Blue Lock despite only having recently started playing football shortly before the program. After undergoing analysis by Chris, Nagi understands the fundamentals of his ball controls and has become more refined with it. Thanks to that, he is able to perform first touch passes. Using his exceptional ball control, Nagi can use his first touch to make a creative pass to a teammate. Nagi often produces new ways of laying off the ball, whether it be off his chest, the tip, side, heel, or even his knee of his body. What makes Nagi such a creative player is his ability to turn any kind of pass into a potential attack, no matter the quality or attributes of the pass he is sent. He can pass it effectively into a dangerous area. This skill has been demonstrated numerous times. most notably when he controlled Isagi's difficult pass during the U20 match, using his heel to flick the ball onto a charging Isagi over the heads of the U20 defense. Now, it wouldn't be a Nagi video without his signature weapon, the trapping ability. Even before Blue Lock, Nagi had exceptional trapping ability, being able to trap a cell phone in mid-air while jumping down a flight of stairs. This feat was so impressive that Whale immediately recognized his talent for football and decided to make him his partner. He can trap with his entire body with deadly efficiency, constantly finding ways to turn a dire situation into something favorable. And he often uses his trapping to manipulate and confuse his opponents when making a run down the field, which combines with his spatial awareness to place himself in the best point possible for amazing traps and follow-up shots. After training in the Neo Eagles League, Nagi's trapping has evolved, with him being able to trap while two defenders pressure him and trap a high-power close pass while moving at great speeds. Thanks to that, Nagi has a bunch of different type of traps. When Nagi approaches the ball with a defender behind him, he can use his first touch to flick the ball over their soldier and dodge past them. He has the black hole trap. Alternatively, if his opponents don't pressure Nagi, he can use an absorbing trap, catching the ball in mid-air and killing its momentum. This gives him the time and space to set up his next play. Then the trap shot is his most common skill when he traps the ball in motion and stops the ball's momentum to manipulate it into a pinpoint shot where he can score. Handspin breakdown shot is when Nagi fakes a shot in midair and then forces the defender to cover him, but then he traps the ball to bring it down to the opposite side. He puts his hand on the ground to lift himself upwards and gain momentum before finishing his shot motion with a midair volley. And his last one that I haven't talked about, juggling shot. After trapping the ball while moving and giving it airtime, Nagi can relax his body in midair, move his legs around the ball, and kick the ball with extreme force, performing a monstrous volley shot. It's time to get into his opponent, Vs Shidou. This will be harder than Nagi's because we don't actually have any of the PXG stats, which we won't get until December 17th. In terms of his jumping ability, it should be really good as he can reach the ball high in the air for dynamic goals. His stamina isn't very good to talk about because he was a sub for the U20 team and didn't play the full game. And the 15-minute change system in PXG with the free goal structure of the NEL makes it very hard for me to prove any case for Shidou's stamina. I feel like his top speed, acceleration, and reaction speed would be close to Nagi's, because when there's a ball traveling at fast speeds, best believe Shidou is heading where that ball is. Shidou starts off a game by accelerating at a player to stop them or uses his aggressiveness to accelerate his dribbling, shown in the first selection, and his reaction speed was really good against Chiguri in the U20 game. And anytime he was playing as Blocks Merchant, his speed specs were always good and increased. Even outside the box, he was shown to be able to defensively cook Rei on Kunigami. His kinetic vision isn't very good as he mainly locks in when he's inside the box. I would assume his physical strength is at least a 90 as he was able to stand his ground against Kaiser, who packs a punch himself, and I really don't want to bring up his physical feats against Ryo or Kunigami as they have both improved in that department, and I can't say the same for Shidou. His balance is pretty okay, nothing insane, but I will say the position he scores his goals need to be studied, because he is doing any pose when he be scoring them goals. Ability/weapons. Now for his eye abilities, he only has one, which was his flow state. This was because of two factors: Sai giving him the best passes, and the Blue Lock 11 pressuring him with back shots simulated a peak orgasm for him to score a super goal, releasing all that pressure. Now he has multiple abilities, but let's start with the ones that lead into the rest, being reflexivity. Shidou is able to reflexively take into account his position and his opponents due to his leverage of weapons for an ideal shot. His reflexes and speed grant him the ability to get to any point on the field faster than others could, and his natural ability to use all his body parts optimally allows him to perform incredibly physical feats that are uncommon even to those at Blue Lock. He has shown this multiple times, most notably when he scored a goal in the U20 Japan match. Instantly reacting to Sai's high-speed pass, it is Shidou's unrivaled instincts that make him such a potent scorer. And in the penalty area, he he establishes himself as one of the most dangerous strikers in Blue Lock. He has two non-goal scoring weapons, with being aggressive dribble, where he uses his physical strength to move across the field erratically, either with the ball at his feet or without it. These movements can confuse even his teammates along with his opponents, or high acceleration. As Whale states in their match in the second selection, he appears to be immediately moving in front of him and surprises him as he acknowledges his speed. Now with that, he can do multiple shots, being his no-look goals, reverse spinning shots, his dragon driver shot, his Zlatan Ibrahimovic bicycle goal, and his dragon driving header, as he can do this all these goals lead into one category, being the drive shot. An accurate and powerful shot that is usually used from range, serving as Shidou's main method of scoring. Shidou is able to perform a drive shot from a multitude of positions, whether it is unfavorable or not. Shidou is able to avoid having to reset his positioning by having a superior physique and immense reflexes to make that drive shot happen. Now finally, it's time to compare who is better through the 5-point system. Fair warning, this is their NEL current feats being used. Offense. If it wasn't for the NEL, this would have been hard, but thanks to his slump, I have to give this point to Shidou. He will always be an offensive threat with his ability to score from any angle being just too good to ignore. If it wasn't for Ren, he would be averaging 3 goals in the first selection and probably 2 hat-tricks in the NEL. But the thing is, Nagi as the ace is getting outdone by Chigiri, their new mascot. So yeah, Shidou takes the offensive point. Midfield. For the next point, playmaking, this is the midfielder aspect point, and yes, this easily goes to Nagi. When have you seen Shidou create a chance for anyone else? Thanks to his perfect ball control, Nagi is able to make really good passes for others, always being able to connect Isagi with really good assists to him. And in episode Nagi, he even did a bicycle kick assist to Bao, and a feint pass assist to Zantetsu. This point easily goes to Nagi. Defense. Now they are both not known for defense, so I will look at their best successful stops. For Shidou, it has to be in the third selection when he stopped a pass that was heading to Chigiri. Nagi in the second selection stopped a pass also heading to Chigiri when he tracked down the ball instead of going for Chigiri. They both tackled stopping Chigiri in different areas, air and ground, but the same method of tracking down the ball instead of chasing Chigiri. Nagi, unlike Shidou, could predict how players would move in the second selection when he stopped Karasu to score his first goal in the 4v4 game. When Nagi uses his brain, he can be a beast on all sides of the field. However, we can't ignore that Nagi is in his feelings right now, so he won't use his brain properly. When in his feelings, his defensive specs go down. For Shidou, thanks to his physical prowess and his high acceleration, he can, no matter the situation, be a nuisance to his opponents. Even though we complain about Shidou always being in the box for attacking, sometimes he does drop back to help on certain times. This was actually really hard to debate, but due to his acceleration and just being on defense more often than Nagi, from what I've seen in the manga, I'll give this point to Shidou. Now in a 1v1 game, we are going to take two approaches. A short 1-goal game and a long drawn-out game. For Shidou, if he starts off, he would win a 1-goal game. His amount of shot options would be hard for Nagi to stop. If Nagi started, his best shot at scoring is if he uses the 0 reset turn, as this is his best solo weapon. In a drawn-out game, it all depends on if Nagi can use his brain, because Shidou realistically can use power dribbles and pure speed to get through Nagi offensively and defensively. So Shidou offensively will destroy Nagi in the beginning, but without any real distraction, Nagi should be able to focus and use his brain to figure out a plan to stop multiple shots from the one-trick pony, Shidou. Once he figures out his rhythm, it's over. Shidou couldn't do the same defensively, as he is all instinct and his brain cells are always focused on different things, just attacking the ball, not really defensive minded. So with that said, thanks, due to no distractions and having better defensive traps, I would give this point to Nagi, making it 2-2. Now the finale, 11v11. Who makes the bigger impact for a team? Now this is tough, as they both could be considered aces on their A games, but let's look at their limits that makes them really doubtful. They both rely on partners that are at extreme levels to make their best plays, But for Nagi, he can also rely on trash people like Isagi in second selection to give him a pass and still cook. Shidou did the same with Isagi's minimum passes to just score a magnificent goal from reverse. Shidou's biggest weakness is his obsession for being in the box. While it is good as it is his job as a striker to score goals and he delivers, he has missed 9 out of the 12 shots he took against FC Barca. So the one job he has, he's not even doing it perfectly. And yes, while Nagi is in a slump and hasn't been able to do much, Shidou hasn't been able to do much in this PXG vs Bayern Munich game because of Kunagami. And probably Rin and Shigri both stopped him on multiple times from scoring in the Manshine game. So both these guys can be seriously unreliable offensively. Now Nagi is a very good playmaker if offensively he isn't doing anything, as he is given Asagi assists on multiple occasions, and Shidou has no feats in that aspect. Now defensively they are both close in that aspect. It's really close, so for me to really decide this, I have to decide who is the bigger game changer. And in my what if Nagi joined Sai instead of Shidou video, Nagi did better than Shidou because of him using his genius prowess. If you put them in the same position, they can achieve similar things, but Nagi's genius prowess is just better than Shidou's, so I do believe Nagi and Sai would be a better duo than Sai x Shidou, which is up for a debate and that's its own topic, but that shows that if you put like Nagi and anyone and Shidou and anyone, Nagi would do better with that any one person. And it's really hard as they both have carried trash people like Isagi and Igiguri in the second selection to survive their 2v2 matchup. This was really close, but I do believe Nagi is just better than Shidou. He's gotten new abilities in Manshine compared to Shidou, who did not get any abilities in PXG. So I believe Nagi in an 11v11 would have more to contribute on the table than Shidou. And to end this off, I do believe Nagi wins this 3-2, but I will say this, Shidou's the better pure striker and Nagi's the better complete striker with an overall package thanks to his playmaking abilities. This was very hard, but I enjoyed making this video. I hope I'm the first person to upload this video on YouTube, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Suki out.